Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Coach Rqtmi, and with me here are other coaches, Coach Aminu, Coach Fahad, and let me see which other coaches we have in the house. Coach Fahad, Coach King. So it's my privilege to be here once more, and we are going to be treating a very important topic known as the Rqtmi 2 tactics indicator. This is technical analysis. This section is for technical analysis. And I'd also like to give honor to Coach Moore and Coach Salisu for this privilege they've given to me to be in charge of this section every Friday, 11 a.m. Please, if you are new on this call, I need a 111 on the chat. Please, if this is your first time of being in this call, I need a 111 on the chat. This will enable me know how I am going to break things down for you to understand. Okay, someone said my voice isn't clear. Co-host, confirm to me if you can hear me clearly. I don't have a earpiece at the moment to use. Confirm to me if you can hear me clearly. Co-host. Please, if you can hear me clearly, I need a response on the chat. So I can see a lot of 111. Okay, thank you, Coach King. Please, Coach King, I need you to respond to me if you are there. King Ifan, you are welcome. King Adamu, you are welcome. King Van der Beek, you are welcome to this section. I want you guys to pay attention. I want you guys to pay attention while we move on for the section of today. Now, if you can see my screen, I need the word C on the chart. If you can see my screen, I need the word C on the chart. If you can see my screen, I need the word C on the chart. If it's dark, you want me to, okay, let me change the color. I think from dark mode to bright mode. I hope everything, okay, good, better. So if it's better this way, if it's clearer and better this way, I need yes on the chart so we can proceed. So today we are going to be talking about technical analysis using the 2 tactics indicators. So in Rqtmi Motion International, we make use of 2 indicators. So there are a lot of indicators you can use to analyze the crypto market, but the ones we have chosen is the MACD MACD indicators and the auto Fibonacci indicators. So we are going to be talking about these 2 indicators individually, how to use them individually. Then when we learn how to use them individually, we can now combine the 2 together to pick a trade perfectly. Take note, you cannot only use 1 indicator to pick a trade perfectly. You need a combination of 2 or more indicators. So it is better for you to understand what is the function of one and the function of the other and how to combine the both of them to use and pick a trade perfectly. So let me proceed with auto Fibonacci. Let me proceed with MACD indicator. The MACD indicator is a combination of Sorry, just in case your screen is not properly set this way, or your trading view. Trading view is an app where we use in analyzing the cryptocurrency market. Just in case you have not yet set up your trading view in this manner, come on Monday. Coach Aminu will help you with setting up this. Please, Charles, who is King Charles? King Charles, please, you are distracting the section by writing on the screen. Please leave your screen alone. So right now, we are going to be talking about MACD indicator. This MACD indicator is a combination. This is what you call MACD indicator. So it's a combination of a blue line, a gold line, then you have a green line, then you have bars, the bearish bar and the bullish bar. Now, this is the color I have decided to use. This blue line, the gold line, the green line, and the bearish bar. And these colors are colors I decided to use. You can decide to use any one of it. But each of these lines signifies something, which we are going to talk about what they signify today. So the blue line is known as the MACD line. Please, Coach Fahad, help me to talk to the Charles. Who is Charles now? Why is he distracting this section by writing on my screen? So now, I think it's bold this way now. This line is known as the MACD line. This is the MACD line. And what is MACD? MACD is simply known as moving average convergence divergence. That's the meaning of MACD. Then the gold line is known as the signal line. This is known as the signal line. Remember, I said you can use any color to signify that. Then this line, this blue line, is known as, if you trace it, you see that is on zero. So it's known as the zero line. This is zero line. Then this bar you are seeing here, the red one, is the bearish bar that tells you that the market is down. The green one is the bullish bar that tells you that the market is up. So the combination of all these lines is known as your MACD, moving average convergence divergence. That is the meaning. So how do we make use of this MACD? We make use of MACD alongside different time frames. Now, what are the time frames? If you look up here, you see different time frames. We have 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. These time frames work alongside this MACD. So on each of the time frame, you are going to see MACD. On each of the time frame, you are going to see MACD. We are on the 1 hour, 4 hours time frame right now, and this is MACD for the 4 hours time frame. So if I click on the 15 minutes time frame, this is MACD on the 15 minutes time frame. So every MACD works with time frames. Now, there are 2 time frames we use. And what does MACD helps you to do? MACD helps you to know when to enter a trade in a particular time frame. It helps you to know when to enter a trade in a particular time frame. So meaning there is a position we want to see the MACD exhibit for we to know that, okay, we can enter this trade at this particular time frame. Now, we are going to be talking about it. The position we want to see your MACD for you to know. But first, we need to talk about the 2 time frames we make use of here. We make use of the 15 minutes time frame, and we make use of the 1 day time frame. 15 minutes time frame, and we make use of the 1 day time frame. So 15 minutes is known as our entry time frame. This is where we take our entry. While 1 day is known as our confirmation. So on the 1 day, there's something we want to see. If we see that thing on the 1 day, it will trigger us to come to the 15 minutes. But when you enter the 15 minutes, there's a position you want to see your MACD before you can decide to pull a trigger. So how on that 15 minutes, what is the position you want to see your MACD? Simple. I just want to see my MACD in this condition. Let me make it easy by using bar replay. I just want to see my MACD in this condition. I hope you guys can see my screen. I just want to see my MACD that both on the 15 minutes, which is my entry, I want to see that my MACD, both the MACD line and the signal line, they have crossed this zero line. They have crossed the zero line. So this is the condition I want to see my MACD for me to enter a trade in the 15 minutes, which is our entering point. So once I see that the signal line and the MACD line has crossed below the zero line, I want to pull a trigger. So that is how we make use of our MACD. So I hope this is clear. So let me move to, I haven't explained this MACD. Let me move to auto Fibonacci. Take note, the condition you want to see this MACD. Take note, because I'm going to make reference to it. Someone said my voice is cracking. Please, if you can hear me, I guess it's network. Can you hear me? Coach Fahad, Coach Aminu, please respond to me. That is why you guys are here.
Coach,
Except you're not on this.
It's
please,
cracking. Somehow I can hear you, but it's cracking.
It's network. It's network. It happens like that. Our network in this country is something else. So is it better now? Is it better now? Where did you guys not hear? King,
yes, I think it's better now. It's better now.
King Ifeanyi, please, where were you lost? Can you drop it on the chat? Let me go back to it. Where were you lost? So I just explained the MACD. Okay, someone said it's better now. I said for you, the condition you want to see your MACD on the 15 minutes is that you want to see that the signal line, which is the gold line, and the MACD line, they have crossed the zero line. That is the condition you want to see for you to pull a trigger on the 15 minutes. Okay, instead from the explanation of the sign, you see. Okay, fine. I'm going back now. Let's do this before, because of there's no much time. I'll just now for the MACD. I said now that you know that the orange line or the gold line is known as the signal line, and the blue line is known as the MACD line. And you know the time frame we are using is 15 minutes and 1 day. Now, on the 15 minutes is our entering time frame. That is when we are going to enter the trade. 1 day is our confirmation time frame. There's something you want to see on the 1 day for you to come to the 15 minutes to pull your trade. So we are going to talk about that thing you want to see on the 1 day. But now, coming down to the 15 minutes, you have to work with your MACD on the 15 minutes. Now, on the 15 minutes, the condition you want to see your MACD exhibit is that you want the signal line, which is this gold line I talked about, and you want also the MACD line to have crossed this zero line. So when you see it in this condition, it is giving you a go ahead to pull the trigger. So what I just talked about is that MACD can be used along time frames, and the two time frames we use it is 15 minutes and the 1 day time frame. So that is that for MACD. This is the condition. Take note of the condition. That is what you just want to do. On that 15 minutes, this is what you want to see. The line have crossed the zero line. That is what I said. So going back to the auto Fibonacci. Now, auto Fibonacci, what does auto Fibonacci help you to do? It helps you to know when a particular trade on a particular time frame, let's say for instance, this 15 minutes, we want to know if the trade is an uptrend or a downtrend. So auto Fibonacci helps you to know if a trade or if a particular trend is an uptrend or a downtrend in a particular time frame. So how do we know? All these numbers are called auto Fibonacci numbers. Auto Fibonacci numbers. Now, these are the numbers that helps you to know that. Now, there is a condition that when you see 100% at the bottom and 0% at the top, this is an uptrend. Take note of that. You might want to write this information down. Using the auto Fibonacci to ascertain if a trend is an uptrend or a downtrend, the condition is that 100% at the bottom, 0% at the top, it is an uptrend. Now, if you are confused, to further confirm that this is an uptrend, you will see this diagonal line. The diagonal line is projecting, diagonal line is also projecting from the bottom, is projecting from this bottom. Look at it here, this bottom to the top here. Let me thicken it so you guys can see. There is a diagonal line projecting from the bottom to the top. This helps you to know that it is an uptrend. Now, for a downtrend, it is the opposite. So let's see any other time frame that is exhibiting downtrend. Okay, good. Now, if you look at the 3 minutes time frame, we have on the auto Fibonacci, we have 0% at the bottom and 100% at the top. So when you see this condition, 0% at the top, when you see this condition, you know that this is a downtrend. This is it. So to further confirm that it is a downtrend, you will see this same diagonal line. This time is projecting from up to the bottom. So this helps you to know an uptrend or a downtrend. Now, having said that, for an uptrend, what you are looking for using the auto Fibonacci, let's come back to the 15 minutes. Now, when you have ascertained that this is an uptrend by identifying 100% at the bottom, 0% at the top, the next thing you need to do is there is a condition for an uptrend. The current candle, this is the current candle at this point. For an uptrend, you want to see that the current candle is below the 50% line. So let me extend this. For an uptrend, take note, please. For an uptrend, you want to see, in this case, this is an uptrend. You want to see that the current candle is below this 50% line. Let me take the 50% line so you guys can see it. This is the 50% line. So you want to see that it is around this 50% line. You want to see that it's on the 50% line, which is on this line, meaning the current candle, like in this case, this is the current candle. You want to sit on the 50% line or anywhere below the 50% line. So currently now, this current candle is between 7.86% and 100%. So at that point, the condition for an uptrend is met because the current candle is below the 50% line. I hope that is clear. Now, for a downtrend, let's go back to downtrend. Now, let's assume we have seen the trade in these 3 minutes, and we have found out that it is a downtrend. Now, for a downtrend, since 0% is, you say for a downtrend, when you have 0% at the bottom, 100% at the top, this is a downtrend. For a downtrend, you want to see the current candle on the 0% line, this 0% line, or anywhere below the 0% line. That is the condition. Now, having said that, currently, if you are looking at this, you see that the current candle is not yet close to the 0% line. So this condition is not valid at the moment until the current candle comes down to the 0% line or anywhere below the 0% line for a downtrend. Take note of that. Now, having said that, there is a condition that I said something earlier, that you cannot just use only the auto Fibonacci to pick a trade, or you cannot just use only the MACD to pick a trade effectively. You need a combination of 2 or more indicators. But if you understand what is the function of one, and you understand what is the function of the other, you can now learn how to combine both of them to speak the same language together. And once you speak the same language, it is giving you a strong signal to go on that trade. So now that you have learned how to about each of the individual indicators, now how can we combine them and use them together? Now let's say on the 15 minutes now, this is on the 15 minutes. Let's say on the 15 minutes now, you are seeing that you have checked on the 1 day. Now for the 1 day, there's a simple thing you want to do. 1 day is not, I told you, remember I said we analyze between 15 minutes and 1 day. Now 1 day is known as confirmation. 15 minutes is known as your entry. On the 1 day, what do you want to confirm on the 1 day? You just want to confirm that the current candle on the 1 day is a bullish candle. So bullish candle means green. So when I confirm this, see, I'm on the 1 day right now. Look at the 1 day. So I'm here. All I want to do, I'm not doing much here. I'm not using any of the indicators here. The only thing I'm using, I just want to know if the current candle on this 1 day is a bullish candle, which I have seen that it is a bullish candle. This is the current candle as at this time is a bullish candle. This is just the confirmation I want to make. So once I've been able to make the confirmation on the 1 day, I come back to my 15 minutes. I click on my 15 minutes. On my 15 minutes, what do I want to see on the 15 minutes? I want to see that, like I said, I'm doing back testing because I'm going to talk about why. Now, on the 15 minutes, what do I want to see on the 15 minutes? First, I want to check on the 15 minutes if my MACD is giving me a go ahead. And what am I looking at? I want to see that on the 15 minutes, the signal line and the MACD line is below the 0 line, which is this green line. So as in this case now, we are seeing that condition, that the signal line and the MACD line is already below the 0 line. Good. Now, the next thing I want to look is on that 15 minutes, what is my auto Fibonacci saying? My auto Fibonacci is saying this is an uptrend, 100% at the bottom, 0% at the top. It's telling me that this is an uptrend. Then, where is the position of the current candle? Now, this is the current candle. And we say for an uptrend, we want to see the current candle on the 50% line. Here is the 50% line, or anywhere below the 50% line. So good 18, we are seeing our current candle way below the 50% line, which is between the 78.6% and the 100% line, which is a good one. By the time you see it in this condition, you are seeing a setup. Now, you are getting every green light that your auto Fibonacci and your MACD are speaking the same language. Then you can pull the trigger. But here, we don't just trade every time. We don't do this every time. We have a specific time frame that we pick trades, or we have a specific time that we pick trade, which is known as entry 1. We have entry 1 and entry 2. Entry 1 is between 1 a.m. in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning to 11 a.m., which is known as a London section. Then we have 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., which is known as the New York section. Now, why are we focused on these two entries? These are entries, these are periods where there's high liquidity in the market. When I mean high liquidity in the market, these are periods where there is large orders in the market. So that is when we want to enter into the market. You see that there's people are selling, people are buying. Liquidity, when I mean by liquidity, people are injecting more money into the market and people are taking more money out of the market. So it is this time frame we are looking out for. Then the same thing, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. is the same thing. So if we don't see a setup, this kind of setup that I've explained now, this is a setup. This is what you call a setup. When your MACD and your auto Fibonacci is speaking the same language on any of these entering time frames, which we are going to talk about now and do our analysis. So if you look at this is not the right time frame we trade. Look at it. Now, if you look down here, you see it's 6:30 a.m. That candle is at 6:30 a.m. So we are seeing this setup around 6:30 a.m. But it is not our entry period. This is not when we enter a trade. So we enter the trade 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., known as the London section. We enter 1 p.m. and the 4 p.m., known as the New York section. So if you look currently, if you check your time, we are done with the London section. So we cannot pick a live trade right now because we are done with the London section. If we must pick a live trade, we have to wait for 1 p.m., which this section cannot extend to that time. So for that reason, I am going to do back testing. So what is back testing? Back testing is simply testing previous movement of the market. Previous days, it could be like last 2 days, last 3 days, what the market did. So that is what we are going to use to check and confirm our analysis. So I believe you guys now understand what we are looking out for now that we want to go into trading. What we are looking out for. I have succeeded in breaking each of the indicators and how to use them and the time frames we are going to use them, 15 minutes and the 1-day time frame, and our time entry, which is 8 a.m. and 11 a.m., 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. So I believe this is properly understood. So if you understand this part, I need the word understand or value. If you are getting value from this section, I need the word value on the chart, please. If you are getting value from this section, I need the word value on the chart. Okay, I can just see a few people, no problem, that's good. If you are new on this call, we don't expect you to understand everything. It's a gradual process. Okay, more values are coming in. Thank you. So let's proceed. Now, this is, let me take it to a live section. Now, this is currently as of today, this is where the market is, this particular coin, UniUSDT, UNICEF, UniUSDT. This is where the market is as at now, 11:30. This is 11:30 now. This candle is 11:30 candle. But like I said, we have passed our time that we usually trade. So what's going to happen now is, first I will come to the 1 day. I told you we have two time frame, 15 minutes and 1 day. I want to back test, please. I want to check previous movement of the market because we cannot do a live trade because we have exceeded the time and the next time we are waiting for if we cannot have this section going for us to wait for that time. So if you want to backtest, if you are using a paid trading view, all you need to come is to click on your laptop, you see replay. But on your phone, when you go to the pencil icon, I think the pencil icon, you see bar replay for paid version. So as you click on this bar replay, it gives you the opportunity to. Someone is still asking me, please, what time do you have to trade? I said for morning section, for the morning section is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. for morning section. The afternoon section, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Write it down so you don't forget it, please. So now, I want to backtest. Once I want to backtest, the first thing I will do is I'll go to my 1 day. This is the first thing you do when you want to analyze. Go to your 1 day. On the 1 day, what are you looking for? We want to backtest. We are looking for previous candles. So on the 1 day, what I'm simply looking for is I'm looking for, let me say, I want to see a bullish candle. So on this day, there was a bullish candle on this day. So I will mark the day here for you guys to know this day. So let me tick in it. So look down here, you see that it's on Sunday, on the 18th Sunday, May. This is the date here, please. So this was a candle I spotted. So I'm checking what happened throughout that Sunday 24 hours, because 1 day, every candle on the 1 day pumps every 24 hours. So if you are looking at a bullish candle, it means that for that 24 hours, the whole of that day, the market was focusing on the uptrend. That is why we are looking at 1 day, we want to see a bullish candle. That's the meaning. So every crypto market starts by 1 a.m. in the morning. That's when a new market opens up. So on this Sunday, 18th May, was a new day. The market just opened up. So once you have identified this candle, now 1 a.m. when the market opened up, you will agree with me that you guys were sleeping. Everybody was sleeping. This 1 a.m. is the period where the Asian guys trade, the Asian market, but we don't trade in this Asian market. We have to wait for London section, which is that morning section, 11 a.m. to 8 a.m. And you wait for New York section, which is between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So now, after I've ascertained the bullish candle, I have to come to my 15 minutes. On my 15 minutes, what am I looking for? First. Now, this is where the 1 a.m. candle I spotted. So to show you that okay, I'm trying to remove. To show you that that candle I spotted on the 1 day open is a new market that opened on that Sunday. So look at the time here, Sunday, 1 a.m. So since I'm on the 15 minutes chart, it means that every candle forms every 15 minutes on the 1 day. And that is how the candle will form for the next 24 hours, 15 minutes. So if I check the next candle, you see that it is 1:15. If I check the other candle, you see that it is 1:30. If you check the other one, it's 1:45. So on the 15 minutes chart, every candle forms every 15 minutes. That is the meaning of that. Now, you were sleeping between 1 a.m. to 7:45 in the morning. Let's assume you were sleeping and you woke up for 7:45 in the morning, early morning, in the morning, and immediately you woke up, you remember you have to set up your trades for those two entries, for morning section and evening section. So let's assume this was 7:45. 7:45, okay? You woke up somewhere around here, 7:45. So immediately you are going to set up for 8 a.m. your London section, which is your morning section, to 11 a.m. The next section you want to set up for is your New York section, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Good. Now, let me just use different colors so you know. The different colors will help you know the two different sections. So now, what am I looking for? Good. Now that you have been able to map out the two sections, please take note. Why doing this? Take as much coins as possible, two, three or 4 coins. Just in case you don't see setup in one, you can see setup. There's no how you take like 3 or 4 coins that you want to analyze like this. You are not going to see setup on one of them. Just take note of that. So yeah, this is when you click the bar replay, you are going to see these functions down here. Anytime you want to select a candle, any of the bars, any of the candle bar, you click here to select it. If you want to play, you want to allow it to play itself, the movement of the market, you want to see how it plays, you click on play. If you want to control it yourself, play and pause yourself, you do it like this. If you want to increase the fastness of the candle, the movement of the candle, you can come in 3x, 5x, 4x. Then 15 minutes time frame, we are on the 15 minutes time frame. That is why I'm showing you this. Then if you want to pause and play, you pause and play here. That is the function of those. Now, I will explain this now. What do we want to do next? First, we are working with our two indicators, the MACD and the auto Fibonacci. And these two indicators in our mind must play or must obey, must speak the same language, like I said. Now, what are the language? You want to see that your MACD line and your signal line are below the zero line. And also, you want to know if the auto Fibonacci is telling you is an uptrend or a downtrend. And if it's an uptrend, you know the current candle, the position where you want to see the current candle. And if it's a downtrend, you know the position where you want to see the current candle. So by the time these two indicators are speaking the same language, you can now pull a trigger. So this is what we are looking at for. So we are going to play it. I will reduce the speed so we can take it slow. Now, right now we are outside our trading period, 7:45. It is not yet our trading period. So we are about getting into our first section, which is the morning section. So in the morning section, what are we looking at for? So let me play with my hand. We just entered the morning section, which is 8 a.m. on that line. I think it's better this way now. Okay, we just entered the morning section, which is 8 a.m. on this line. Guys, please, I need you to just give me some few minutes. Okay, sorry guys. So if you can hear me, please, I need your response. If you can hear me before I proceed. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you. So now we are in the morning section. Now that we have entered this morning section, I want you guys to see what is the auto Fibonacci saying. Can anybody tell me what the auto Fibonacci is saying on the chart, please? Let someone tell me what this auto Fibonacci is saying on the chart. If you can see my screen, can anybody tell me what the auto Fibonacci? I don't need the coaches to tell me. I need any of the new person to tell me. And anybody that is saying it, I'm going to unmute the person. Let the person tell me why. Okay, Queen Silva, Coach Fahad, can you unmute Queen Silva? Let her tell me why she said it's an uptrend. Let me, Silva. Okay.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. So,
Okay, I can see.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I can see that the 100% is down, while the 0% is up. And
So
when
for
the
that,
0% is, yes, for that reason, you will say that is an uptrend, Abi.
so where now that is an uptrend, where are we expecting to see the current candle? I told you if it's an
It should be above 50%.
It should be on the 50% line or below the 50%
Or
line.
below the 50, yes, below the 50% line.
So that is what we are looking at for now, as at now, right? So let's
Yes.
continue. Thank you very much. It shows you're following. So let's go now. Still an uptrend. Still an uptrend. And look at your MACD. MACD is still above the zero line. Your MACD is still above the zero line. Still an uptrend. It's coming down. Coming down. But it's still an uptrend. Come down. Now, you will notice that we are in the morning section, we did not see setup because our MACD and our auto Fibonacci did not meet up with the requirements. Therefore, there was no setup in the morning section. So if there was no setup, no cause for alarm, you wait for the next section, which is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. That is why I said, if you are doing this, take about 2 to 3 different coins that you will monitor this way to see a setup. So that if you are doing only one, if you don't see a setup, it means that day you did not pick any trade. But if you have 3 options, there's no one will definitely eat your setup and you pull your trigger. Let's continue. So between 12 a.m. and 1 p.m. is break time. Those guys, SMC guys, people traders, they go on break to eat. So we just leave that period for break time. Let's continue. So you see, it is going down, 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 down. No, sorry, I did not carry you guys along. So at this point, the market is coming down trend and it's coming down rather, but it is still an uptrend because you're still seeing 100% at the bottom and 0% at the top. But we are waiting to see a setup. So we're about entering the New York zone, which is between 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So let's see if we can. You see, that's diverted upward. I see. There was no setup. And this was the end of the section. And we did not see a setup. We did not see a setup. So for me, if I was focusing on this point, on that particular day, I ended up not trading because I was just focusing on one coin. So let's check some other coin. Let's see if we can see a setup. Can someone call any other coin you want us to check now? Let's backtest it. Please, I want us to I've told you, when you wake up in the morning, the criteria you use in choosing any coin is once you want to see any coin, go to 1 day and check on that 1 day, is the current candle bullish? Is the current candle bullish? Queen Sarah, these coins that you are calling is not among the 25 or 30 volatile coins. Take note, when you come on board, we give you 30 volatile coins. These coins are proven to have strong fundamental use cases, and they can hardly be delisted by any exchanges. So stick to those 30 coins we have given to you. Please take note of that. So Queen Silva said, let's go with Solana. And someone said, let's go with cost. So we are going to treat those two this thing before the session. We still have some time. Sol. Okay, let's take Sol. So now someone is asking me, what criteria can you use to pick a coin? Now, Queen, thank you, Coach Fahad, for sending those list of those coins. Now, this is the criteria to pick this coin she have decided to choose to trade. I will come to the 1 day. What is the current candle on the 1 day? You see it that the current candle on this 1 day is bullish on this particular day. If it was bearish, I will avoid it. I will not trade it, provided it is bullish on that particular day. That on this day it was bullish. It is a criteria for me to trade it. So now that I've identified that it is bullish, all I will do, because I'm back testing, remember, I will just put my, the reason why I'm putting this vertical line is for me to be able to indicate where the market started from. I told you the market opens every 1 a.m. in the morning. So I want to know, if I move to the 15 minutes, I want to know where this candle started from that very day. So you can look at it. Today is Sunday, 18 May 24. So let's go back to 15th. If I go back to 15th, with the way this is, we might not see a setup. So let me backdate it. Let me go back. I want us to see a setup. So let me check another candle where I am going to see setup. Okay. Now let me backdate it to this. I will cut it here. So I'm sure I'm going to see a setup here. I'm sure I'm going to see a setup here. So please, I'm backdating it. Okay, good. Now, on this day, on the 1 day on Sol, which was Wednesday, 30th of April, it was a bullish candle. This was a bullish candle. So for that reason, I needed to go to my 15 minutes and spotted out on my 15 minutes. Good. Now, on the 15 minutes, you were sleeping as I when that candle started. This is 1 a.m. on Wednesday, 1 a.m. You were actually sleeping on that day. Fine. You woke up around 7:45 in the morning. It happens to me sometimes. I just suddenly wake up from the bed. Is it up to 8? Let me go and check, or let me do 1 or 2 things. So you wake up around 7:45 in the morning. 7:45 is around here. Good. Now, 7:45 in the morning. The first thing you want to do is to set up your entries. 8 a.m. entry, 11 a.m. that is your first entry in morning section. Then you map out. The reason why you're mapping up your afternoon section alongside is just in case you not see set up in your morning section. Where you have hope again is your afternoon section. That is 4. Good. Now let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now we want to approach our first section in the day now. Our first section of the day. Let's go. We just entered 8 a.m. that morning. Let's continue. So now, sorry, I want to ask someone on this call, please, can someone tell me what is the auto Fibonacci saying? What is the trend and why is it that trend you have decided to tell us? What is the trend? Please, can someone tell me? I need it on the chart. Any new person on this call, I don't want the coaches to tell me. I want to know if you guys are following up. I need someone else. I don't need Michelle. I think I know this person. You should know this. I need someone that I don't know. Okay. King Ifeanyi. King Ifeanyi, you said it's an uptrend. Can you unmute King Ifeanyi? Let Ifeanyi good Lord, let him tell me why it is an uptrend. And also tell me where, since it's an uptrend, where do you want to see the current candle?
Okay, good morning, house. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I said this is an uptrend because the current candle is below the 78%. It's an uptrend because 0 is up while 100 is down.
That is what I want to hear first, because 100 is down, 0 is up. Okay, then if 100 is down and 0 is up, you are seeing is an uptrend. Where do I want to see the current candle? Where do I want? I'm not telling you where you are seeing it now, but I'm just asking you, where did I say I want to see the current candle? If
okay,
it's an
you want to see the current candle. You want to see the current candle below the 50%. Below the 50% and above the 100%.
No, take note of this. Everybody on this call, I want to see the current candle on the 50% line or below the 50% line. On the 50% line or below the 50% line. Take note of that, please. Good. So currently, where are you seeing the current candle on my screen now?
Okay, the current candle is on the 50% line.
Okay, it's below a little bit below the 50% line. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, a little bit below.
Now, at this point, can I pull a trigger?
At this point,
yes, can I pull a trigger?
No, you cannot pull a trigger now.
Why? Tell me why.
Okay, because of the Mark D is not saying the same language.
Good, that is it. It shows you guys are following up. Thank you for that. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate. So let's wait to see. Now, Auto Fibonacci is giving us a go ahead, but Mark D is not yet giving us a go ahead. So let's see what happens. So at this point now, you can decide to pull a trigger. If you don't want to wait patiently, you can decide to see more price action. At this point, you can decide to pull a trigger. So what will I do now at this point? You see that my signal line and my margin line is now below the 0% line. So I can decide to pull a trigger at this point. Someone can be more patient enough to pull a trigger much later. Now, if you look at the current price is 114.46. This is where it is now. So I'll put my horizontal line, which happens to be my entry point. Take note of that. This becomes my entry point. This point. This is where I met the price. Now, but there's something we do if you are sending signal to the signal group, because it is not everybody that will have the opportunity to come and see that signal immediately you post it. So you want to leave allowance. That allowance is referred to as my preset price. So instead of me to put it at 146.45, I can bring it down to this 146.40. So that this becomes my preset price. So when I'm sending the signal, I'm not sending the signal out on this current price I saw it. I gave allowance because I want the opportunity. I know that the market can retrace back to this point for other people to have the opportunity to get into the trade. But if you are the one analyzing yourself, you are not sending to signal group, you trigger from the current price, which is 46.5, which is what we are going to do now. So once you have marked out your entering points, all you need to do now is to take your measurements using price range. Is price range. This is price range, please. Coach Aminu will teach you all this on Monday. So this is price range. That is what we use in measuring. So we tell you don't take more than 3% take profit, please. Why? Because there is a advanced way of doing this, which is SMC. With SMC, you can know where people want to come out, where the whales, the big banks, you know where they want to come out. So before they come out, you want to come out before them. You can easily ascertain it. But for you who is using indicators, you are not using SMC, price action, you're using indicator. You want to come out as fast as possible. So we say don't take more than 3%. So once you put your price range on your current price, which is your entering point, you take it up. You can take 2%. It's not a must that you take 3%. You can also take 5%, depending on your patient's tolerance. But Rqtmi, we say take 3% to be more conservative. So this is where my 3% is. 3%, good. Now, we are taking 3%. This is expected to be my exit point, that when the candle hits this point, I'm going out of the trade immediately. Now, let's mark what time we enter the trade so we can know what time we are going to go out of this trade or we went out of the trade. So to know that, let me use black line. So this black line says we got this entry as at 9:15, that same Wednesday, 9:15 a.m. in the morning. That was when we got the entry. So let's see when we came out of the trade. So let me show you guys some things here as I'm playing. Now that we have everything speaking the same language, we have seen a setup and everything is speaking the same language. Let's now play and see what happens on that day. I will have to increase the speed to 3. Now, you see, you are now on a floating profit like this because it has gone beyond your entering point. You are now on a floating profit this way because it has gone beyond your entering point. Let's continue and see more price action. Are you seeing? You are now on a floating profit. So let's see what happens. Boom, back to, at this point, it has dropped. You are now on what? That is why Rqtmi is good. At this point, it begins to buy margin calls for you. Your first margin call, second margin call, third margin call, fourth margin call, depending on the magic you are using. So from this point to this point, let's see how many percent drop it has dropped. That is 2-point-something%. So for people who are using Magic 1, Magic $300 settings, this thing I've just finally bought. I think you bought your first call, your first buy, your first call. Is even yet to buy your second call because your second call has to dip by 5% for it to buy your second call. or it has bought your okay, it has bought your first call, your second call, is yet to buy your third call, if I'm correct. So that is it. Then for people who are using $500 settings, it has bought, I think, from your first call to your fourth call, which is good. So the more money your robot accumulates for you, the better for you. So at this point, we enter the trade and it went up. It means that what the robot had bought that time is your first buying amount. So if you are not able to do manual replenishment or you want to do boot active, it means that if that robot goes to eat if that trade goes to eat 3%, you'll be getting 3% of $20. So you need the price to come down for it to buy more margin cost so that you can have more of your money inside the trade. So, but when the market is coming down, people are thinking it is a blessing when the market comes down, provided it does not stay down too long. So now let's see what happens again. So at this point, you're on a floating loss. So let's see what happens. Okay, now you now notice that at this point, you now notice that at this point, you are now seeing that the market have changed trends. So who can tell me what is the new trend in this market now? Who can tell me what is the new trend in this market now? Can someone tell me what is the new trend? Please, can someone tell me the new trend in this market? Because we now entered this. Some people might not be able to meet this trade here. Some persons will now wait for the second section, which is 1 p.m. So on the second section, let me even go back before we enter the second section. Let me use one stone to kill two birds because of time. Now, the first section, we got an entry in the first section. We got an entry in the first section, and we want to see what it will do for us. We map out the time and everything. So before we got to the second section, our first entry had not delivered. Now, on our second section, we noticed that the trend have changed. So let's assume we did not enter this first section. We are now waiting for this second section. The trend have changed. Who can tell me what is the trend on this second section? Okay, someone said, okay. Downtrend. Okay, I have a lot of downtrend, good. King Abdul Majid. Coach Farad, unmute King Abdul Majid. Let's hear from him. We just have a few minutes to go. That's why I need to use. You said it's a downtrend. So why is it a downtrend?
Okay, guys, hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Why is it a downtrend?
It is a downtrend because whenever you look at the chart, the diagonal line is pointing downwards.
Good.
And also on your RSI, on your
no, not on RSI. Good.
That the 100% is up, 0% is down, which also shows that it's a downtrend.
Good. Then where do we want to see? Where are you anticipating to see the candle? Let's assume you missed first morning section. You are now in afternoon section like this. Now, where are you expecting to see that current candle?
You are expecting it to be on the 0% line or below.
Okay, now, meaning we have two sets of traders in this market. One entered morning section, saw it when it was an uptrend, Abi. Now, we are having another set of traders which now happen to come in the afternoon section, and they also want to take advantage and enter in the afternoon section. So let's see what happens then. So, good. So now at this point, the current candle is now below the 0% line, which is at minus 23. Can I pull a trigger? Can I pull a trigger?
You cannot pull a trigger based on the MACD.
Good. So the MACD has not yet given me full confirmation to pull.
For it to take up.
Okay. So let's see what will happen. So at this point, can I pull a trigger?
You can pull a trigger now.
I can pull a trigger now. So we now have another set of traders who saw this opportunity here. So I will use, this is another new entry. Let me use green color for this new entry. Green color, which is, okay, let me use this color. So the first set of people entered morning section around here, and currently they are on a floating loss. Right now, they are on a floating loss. The new set of traders that entered, took advantage and entered afternoon section and saw an entry at this point. Then they want to pull a trigger for 3%. 3%. So 3% is here. So 3% is here. So now I will use my yellow line, my blue line to map out the exit points for. So now we have two sets of traders. So let's see who comes out of the market first. Let's see who comes out of the market first. Obviously, it is those who bought at a very cheaper price that is most likely to come out of the market first. So let's see how it went. It's buying more margin calls. So let me, because of time's sake, let me check when we enter this market. Let me indicate when the second set of people enter. The first set of people enter 9:15 a.m. The second set of people enter 2:15 p.m. So let me just play and see when they all came out of the market. Let's watch what is happening. First set of people are out. Let me pause. Now, not first set of people who entered afternoon sections are already out of the market. Let's see when they came out of the market. So as soon as the candle touches the exit point, those people who entered afternoon section by 2:15 came out around what time? Let's see when they came out. They came out 12 p.m. that same day. So this is the reason why some persons will now post the same results. You will not be asking, but my own have not sold. My own have sold. Some persons bought cheaper than the other person. So the people that bought more cheaper got out of the trade faster than people that entered earlier. So take note of that. So let's continue. So this set of people, they are already out of the trade. Already out of the trade if they are 3%. Let's see those first set of people that entered 9 a.m. So those first set of people are on floating profit at the moment. They are off, boom. So they have hit their target also, and they are out of the trade. So let's check when they came out of the trade. When did they came out of the trade? They came out of the trade the following day, 9:50 a.m. That is roughly 24 hours. Roughly 24 hours. Those who entered on Wednesday, 9:15 a.m. came out of the trade 9:15 a.m. on Thursday, roughly 24 hours. So this is how to analyze using the two tactics indicator while considering the two entry 1 and entry 2. So if this is clear, please, I need the word clear on the chart. Why you drop your questions that are not clear also on the chart. For those who are not yet clear, kindly drop your question if you have 1 or 2 questions to ask. And if you have gotten clarity, I need the word clear on the chat, please. Okay, King Abdul Majid, good. King Ifeanyi, good. Good. I want to hear from Queen Silva. Queen Silva, is it clear? So if anywhere you are not clear, please kindly, okay, King Mohammed said it's clear, King Daniel said it's clear, Queen Silva said it's clear, King Dom Charis said it's clear. So virtually everybody is clear on this. So that is how to do this analysis. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force the market. Once it is not giving you that confirmation, don't force it. Don't force it, please. Then another thing I said, ensure you pick 2 to 3 coins and monitor them to see your setup. Monitor them to see your setup. If you miss from the London section, you won't miss from the New York section. That is one thing that is guaranteed. If you check 3 to 4 coins at least. So you might want to, at this point, for you to do this back testing, you might want to activate or buy your own trading view. There's what we do. We can combine people together, like 3 persons together, come together and get a full year subscription of TradingView at a cheaper price. If you have to do that yourself, every month you are going to be paying nothing less than $30 every month. But when we combine 3 people together, you guys will pay $85, and that $85 is going to cover for the 3 of you for the next 1 year subscription. A lot of persons, they have deployed that pattern and they are making use of their trading view and they're enjoying it now. So the same thing applies if you are interested in learning how to analyze and go further in your trading skill. You might need a paid version of the trading view. So if you are interested, also buzz me up. If we enter the first session and another opportunity comes, is it possible to enter again when no. Once you have entered a coin, you cannot trade that same coin twice. If you want to, except you go and analyze a different coin from that one. Please take note of that. Don't worry, even if you enter the if you enter the first section, you saw a setup and you enter the first section, and you get to the second section, you still see a setup. You don't need to, that your first section, you are still going to come out of it. You are still going, okay, what if, have you thought of the fact, what if when you enter the first section and the second section, there was no setup? Meaning people that did not enter that first section you entered, they've missed that trade. So think of it that way. So please, that's a very good question. So, okay, and Coach Fahad also answered the question. If you entered the first section on one trading, on one Royal Q boat, and you have another Royal Q boat, maybe you are trading for someone, and you are yet to enter that, you missed that first section, you can enter the second section on a separate Royal Q boat. No, so the thing is, you cannot trade the same coin on one exchange at the same time. So once you are trading Solana on Binance, Binance is already showing you that you are already on that coin. You cannot open a new position on Solana on Binance again. Except maybe you want to top, or at that point now that you saw the market went down, you want to do manual replenishment. That is another topic for another day. Please don't confuse yourself. Just make it simple. Trading is supposed to be simple. Just make it simple, please. So in the absence of no question, we are going to end this section. We are supposed to end by 12:30. We are about 7 minutes ahead of time. Is there any other question that you want to ask? In the absence of no question, we can end this section And so, okay, there are more questions. Please, I need the margin call settings for MACD. Coach Moore reverse it, but Coach Fahad, can you drop that settings right now? Let me just see. It is the same template. You see our old template that we are using. The old template we are using, it is the same thing. All you need to do is look at the MACD template they gave you. For people using $100 settings, the only thing you will change is that first score and the seventh score. The first score, you change it from 1 to 0.1. Then the seventh score, you change it from 7 to 7.9. The same thing, check the rest, the same thing. They just, on that MACD template, they just show you what you are going to change on that. So he has sent it, and I can see it now. Okay, Coach Aminu have sent it also. We can see it now. So for Magic 3, what they say, change the first score to 0.1 and the seventh score to 7.9. Every other thing on the Excel sheet remains the same. So when you want to change it, you cannot change it on the Excel sheet. Go and edit it on your settings on your board. Then distributed take profit is from fifth call to seventh call is 1.3. The same thing for Magic 5 also. So it is only Magic 3 and Magic 5 you are going to use this updated this thing for. But if you still want to use Magic 1 to trade, keep it on that same template, that old template that you are using, please. That is if you want to trade. But this MACD automation new settings is for that. My question is on margin calls for Magic 3. The subset happens from 5th to 7th. My question is, can we adjust the settings to have a subset from like margin call 2 to 7? No. Margin call subset is only experienced from 5th call to the 7th call. That is distributed take profits. Then for the first call to the fourth call, the robot sees it as one. Anything he buys from first to the fourth call, he sum up it, he total up it. He sees it as one. But from the 5th call to the 7th call, he sees them as individual. Take note of that. That is how it is programmed. So you cannot adjust experiencing subset from second call. If you want to do that, it means you have to go and change the entire setup of that way the Royal Cube board functions. So I hope that is clear for King Ola. I hope that is clear. King Ola, I hope that is clear, please. If it's clear, I need your response. King Majid, Abdul Majid, if your question has your question be attended to? Have you seen the template? Are you okay with the template and the explanation on it? Let's know. Okay, I believe he's still on this call. He's not on this call. Okay, yes. Thank you. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate your time for you guys to stay despite your busy schedule. We do this every Friday by 11 a.m. Yes, every day. So kindly, if you don't have time to attend, you watch the recorded version of this section. Like you all know, it was recorded. And do not fail to attend tomorrow's section. It promises to be mind-blowing also. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye for now. Peace and mercy be unto you. Have a lovely day ahead.